Hello, how's it going? It's me, Scree. In the morning. Well, not too morning actually, it's early afternoon. But I've just gotten sort of up and moving and finally gotten into a stage where I'm actually able to get out of bed and get things going. This morning was actually quite weird. I woke up and immediately went and put the kettle on because that's my morning ritual. And I just realised, well, no, I can't have a coffee. Okay, well, have breakfast. What do? Okay, so I decided I've overboiled some lentils. I didn't do a very good job of them, but they're nice and boiled. But I wanted to get them into sort of a fine paste, something that I could spread, basically. I'm making a lentil sort of butter / jam at the moment. No idea how that's going to go. I've used some of my flour. So, we can spin around. There we go. So I've made 2 little flatbreads. Just water and flour, basically, just purely that. Better get the oil out because I'll need a little splash of the vegetable oil, just to give it a little bit of taste. Actually, it's what I'm hoping for the vegetable oil, is it just gives it some flavour. So I'm going to put that in the pan and fry up some flatbread. Really, that's my next step. I'll be back. Okay, well, breakfast is made. So I'm off to the doctor's in a minute. So I need some energy for that actually. But this is my breakfast. I'll get a better photo of it soon. I'll get a photo up of it. So, we have got flatbread with boiled lentils. And that is breakfast. So yeah, it's an interesting sort of breakfast, something a bit different. Hopefully the lentils give it some flavour. So, if I can get it in the camera. There we go. And I won't disgust you into watch me eat. It's pretty plain. Unsurprisingly, the lentils do give it some flavour though. Not much, but it's got a subtle flavouring there with the lentil. It's not a huge amount of lentil, it's mainly just flour that I'm eating at the moment, just flour and water. That's pretty much what I'm eating for breakfast. It's a little bit dry. Yeah, needed a sip of water after that gulp. But the lentils do have that slight, it's almost like they've got a faint taste to them. It's not, it's just a lentil taste really. Almost gives it a slight little spice to it, but it's not anything, well, super flavoursome. But it's not bad. I mean, I can eat it. It's not something that I can't eat. So I'm gonna tuck down and enjoy this and head off. So I will see you for my next meal. Okay, so it's reached dinner time. Not feeling all that hungry in all honesty, which is quite nice. I had the sort of breakfast lunch lentil and bread sort of toast, I guess, which wasn't too bad. As I said, it flavoured quite well. I've actually done some more lentils. I actually cooked them up in some hot water rather than boiling them, and they've come out a lot better and a lot more flavoursome as well. I'm actually going to use them as seasoning because they've got sort of like peppery sort of taste, the lentil sort of taste. Just made some rice as well, and just made a batch of flatbread as well. So made some decent amounts of flatbread. I'm just cooking it now, just in the pan. I've done these a little bit differently, just because I'm more awake now. But I sort of put them with water and a bit of oil in there as well. Made a reasonably large dough size, so I can sort of, hopefully it keeps okay overnight, and then I've got some in the morning when I wake up, because I've got work in the morning. So I just want something that I can easily eat before I go there, because I will need something to sort of get me up and around. So yeah, I will see how this meal goes. I will be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. So dinner is served. As you can see here, we've got lentils, rice, and some flatbread. The flatbread's come out a lot better this time. I managed to actually get it a bit thinner. It's a bit like a tortilla. So that should be nice. Let's see how it all tastes. So I'm using lentils like an almost seasoning rather than actually having too many of them, because you don't get many to sort of last you. So I just sort of mixed them in a bit with the rice just to get a little bit more of a seasoning, sort of a little bit more flavour in with the rice, basically. So let's just give the rice and lentil a try. Oh, it's exciting. I'm probably going to make a few jokes about some of the meals, but harsh reality, yes, people are having to eat this stuff. So. Not bad. It's it's what you expect. I've undercooked the lentils slightly, so as you can see, they're nice and orange. You can see the red lentils. Oh, let's try smooshing up some rice there as I'm trying to pick it up. Where's the camera? As you can see there, it's got that slight orange tinge to it. It's a little bit al dente, so it's not fully cooked through. I put it in just boiling water for about 5-10 minutes, and it's just really none of the actual, they've not popped or anything like that, so they're really nice and tender. They've absorbed the water properly, they're nice and tender, and they've got the flavour to them as well. They've got that nice peppery bit of flavour to them, so it just gives it that little bit of flavour, so it's not completely bland. Because that's one of the things that's really going to bother me in this whole experience, is just bland food. I generally have a lot of hot sauce on things. I need a lot of flavour to food to eat it. Otherwise, I just generally don't eat it. So having that little bit of peppery flavour, that lentil flavour on there is just enough to make it less dull, really. I've put some chickpeas in to soak overnight as well. So hopefully they'll be nice and plump and ready for tomorrow. I'm only using a small amount of them at the moment. I'm going to see how we go with that. But yeah, honestly, it's not too bad. I've not really noticed. I'm feeling hungry now. I've made myself a relatively decent portion because, I've sort of been quite busy today with doctors and stuff like that, and I'm definitely feeling hungry. I feel the need to eat. But then, if I don't eat all the portion, I can always just use it later or save it for something else. So there's that aspect to it as well, because I have the beauty of having a refrigerator and stuff like that, which is really handy. Probably going to be picking up bits of dough for the rest of the night as well. That's the only thing that's really bothering me, is having to do my own dough. I don't mind it, but I just hate having flour and stuff on my fingers. Just, yeah, it feels wrong. Anyway, I'm going to continue eating this. The flatbread, as I said, has come out really nice. As you can see, it's got that really nice, beautiful colouring, and it's quite thin as well, as you can see. You can see the light through it. It's not completely transparent, but it's just thick enough. We rip a bit off. As you can see, it's just a nice texture. Tastes good. With this, I actually did the oil in it, so I used about the cap of the oil, and put it in with the dough, because I made a relatively big batch of dough, and it's just giving that slight flavour of vegetable oil. So it's got a little bit of flavour to it. It's not just water and flour, which is basically what I was eating this morning, other than the little bit of oil to fry it off in. So it tastes really nice. It's not bad. It's just a bit plain, really. So we will continue onwards. Well, oh god, trying to destroy the place. This is my last video for today. Day's coming up. It's almost 7 o'clock now, so I'm not gonna record. I'm recording right now, aren't I? What a derp. I'm gonna edit. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm gonna edit the video together and get it all done. Not feeling too bad, in all honesty. I'm not feeling that hungry. I'm feeling pretty well fed. I'm feeling pretty as energetic as normal, really, which isn't very much. But I'm not really feeling anything yet. I am
I've got that craving for, sweet stuff and things, but that's normal, really. I think it's going to get worse as the week goes on. This is just day one. One thing that I did really struggle with, I guess it's because I'm doing this without having any other options, with options, sorry, so when I got in my car with chewing gum and just had to stop myself from getting the chewing gum out to eat, to have in my car. It's just little things like that that throw me off a little bit. So I've got to actually think a lot to not eat stuff. Because, it's very simple when you're walking past the fridge to grab a little bit of cheese or something like that. It's like, no, I can't do that right now. I've just got to eat what I have. So it's very strict in a sort of dietary sense. And I think that's probably the hardest aspect for me because there's so much temptation around. Is having that sort of temptation of other food around so much. And, my housemates eating normal food, diet, stuff like that. I've still got, I look at the shelves and there's still food there. So it does make it a little bit confusing and tricky. So it makes it a bit harder. But so far, fine. I will see how it goes, and I'll let you know how the night goes in the morning. Alright, guys, well, have a nice day. This is me, Carl Screezilla, out. Bye-bye.